come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. And they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. Take it in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Oh, here we go. Oh, man.
Again, this is Montgomery, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I think this is perfect for the left side here.
Oftentimes, an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Fields. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man winning coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
All right.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
All right, I'm in the camera here. All right.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun.
Of course, I'm going to scream regardless, everybody regardless anyway.
This up to about the 37.
You know?
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Oh,
and for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Now it's Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
A gain of 6 there on first.
there we go.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Oh, man.
That throw good for only a couple. That brings up 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty
Oh,
well.
man,
somehow he muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Oh, man. It's actually a lot. See my chair there.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to
I'll
leave him
take
with
the
4
points.
down at a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Okay. It's like the volume went down,
The
Dad.
Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
How they contained their spy horses in this game.
And off comes to Montgomery. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
In my opinion,
4 yards the pickup, first
in
down.
my opinion, I think,
in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence.
in my opinion, I think gameplay will get patched throughout the year, and something will break the game throughout the year and everything. And
scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
wide open, wow,
That's complete to
wide
Lee.
freaking open.
He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Man, where's the cover 2 in this? See, lots of cover 1.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Fields. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Here's Fields. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And he's only
Last game I got,
6 passes. Time for a quick
last game I got too
regroup
cocky
here
and
with
I was
third
going
down
for
coming up.
way too many deep passes. Should have threw it short some. and try to
An
chuck it
pass on
way
that
too
play.
much.
Means they'll need to come up with something here on
Or
third
third
down.
15, or point them, or bump him a little bit. And
Firing again is Fields. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
why does the auto go out, I wonder? The auto.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw.
Right. That was a mistake by me. I thought I misread the. I thought he's going. I thought he's going the other way around. That's my fault.
This is your guy. This is your elite player.
I thought he's going to the left, not at the middle.
I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
Off-play action, Fields. From left side, taken in by Kmet. Touchdown, Bears! Cole Kmet, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead.
What a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Yeah, okay, this is the right play call right here. I think this is.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time, interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't
there we go.
Decide to do a play call.
There we go.
One play drive where you throw an interception. A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. First carry for Nick Chubb.
Oh, he's gone to the house. I don't know what happened there.
As the NFL has to offer, he put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Must be windy because this.
Take it in at the 3.
Or this punter or wherever.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
He's not kicking to the red zone. Must be really windy on my side.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
After the loss
here we go.
Here's 2nd and 11.
There we go.
Now Fields.
What's that, Garrett? That was Garrett. All right.
What a banner year in 2020 for Myles Garrett. Gets his Cleveland Browns to the playoffs for the first time in a long time and had 12 sacks to lead his team. He's averaged more than 10 sacks a year in his 4-year career and was named All-Pro for the first time after the 2020 campaign.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
I think I got him that time. I was going to guess his left guard. I was going to guess his left guard that time. All right, it's in the quarter.
Most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer. They would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to pull it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
All right, Landry.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield.
Oh, come on, Landry. That was a good throw to Landry. He must got bumped or something. Those outside runs didn't do shit last week.
But he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. He's going to dump this.
Oh, dang.
Back Hunt.
Can get off of me.
4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, dang.
Sometimes, despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill it.
Lost 4 that time. All right, got Landry in the slot. Got Beckham.
Mayfield now from the 50.
So what's
go deep for Beckham. And this is
oh, dang.
Picked by Jeff.
Dang.
Let's go. Interception, baby.
Boy, the coverage there airtight as he comes away with the interception.
Love that observation there because
I should have stayed away from that.
But you're right about the coverage. Absolutely tremendous. And this they could clip for a training tape. Staying with him down the field, locates the football in the air, and comes.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Yes, I should have.
They'll start on the ground to Montgomery. And he will lose.
I was going for all. I was going for a 16-7 lead that time. Got a little greedy. Got a little greedy that time. I did.
Just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Yeah, you know, a little bit greedy that time. I did. All Alright, it's
a loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Fields.
He didn't go for the ball. He didn't have to spin. He lost a yard. If he didn't spin in time, he probably would have got.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And
so look at this.
Was on display there.
Okay, well, he got.
He took on that initial contact, and in his mind,
yeah, well, okay, maybe he got a couple yards with the spin.
And wound up turning it into a big play.
And we can see on the next-gen stats, he picked up nearly 30 yards after that initial contact. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first.
So what I do with the down now.
Montgomery. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
All right.
To throw is Fields.
All right, here we go.
And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham.
All right, here we go.
Another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half.
Here we go.
Ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's...
Here we go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
Oh, I missed him with McDowell. Oh, I did get him with McDowell. Never mind.
McDowell able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Third and long. It's Fields.
Man. He got all that back.
Out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, I would tire a little bit. Not too much.
Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. once more Montgomery. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. Now let's listen in on the call.
That's a holding
call.
So
holding from that left tackle position.
Holding.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules.
Alright, so
you can extend them out, but sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
The holding penalty, that puts him in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Here's Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Steven Sims Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
In at the 3. And he'll get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
All right, here. Yeah, shoot.
The Browns drive about to get started. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done.
Now Mayfield lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back.
Oh, dang it. I was trying to run out of bounds.
Touchdown.
Gosh, dang it.
So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Santos with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that
and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now a throw here, hauled in. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Rumbling past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
I already hate this game.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And Mayfield again, the interception, his third. Picked up on a former first-rounder, Artie Burns. They will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report.
Yeah, I'm done with this game already.
Being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland, and to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
I'll be running Redison game, including the fourth quarter.
Trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Chubb. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that 1st down marker. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Fields now to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, standing just outside his own goal line. Now Landry. So that one will be accepted. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at the 40. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And again, it's Chubb. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
45 for Mike. 45 for Mike. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, team.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Jamie Gillendown as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
It's almost not fair when you talk about Allen Robinson to talk about how dependable he is, but that's a great word for him. Last year, first time he's gone over 100 receptions in his career, and he makes a nice catch there for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
The Cleveland offense ready to go, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked,
go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 96 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Second and 9. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
A run for Nick Chubb. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, this is Montgomery. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now it's Smith. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On the ground, it's Chubb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
137 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
The Browns on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Chubb. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On the carry, it's Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Chubb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you can...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Browns have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this game not quite over yet. We'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game.
7 yards, the pickup there. Play action. It's Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So with that knee, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game. He came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you watch that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Chicago, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.